Good afternoon. Welcome to Joy News today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, EC's voter registration exercise fraught with technical challenges. We are live at some registration centers where our reporters have been monitoring for us. Our centers record confusion among security personnel and party officials. Also, civil society organizations lament the lack of action to deal decisively with the phenomenon of vote buying. We have details as executive director of the GII insists politicians have united not to enact a robust legal regime to root out vote buying.
We have what looks in them. Why don't you catch them and put them into jail and it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Two teenagers accused of murdering an 11-year-old boy for rituals to know their fate today as a jury in their case is expected to return a verdict today. We are live in court for you. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and X Spaces at Joy News on TV. My personal handle is @Denana Aisha. Please do stay for details. Technical hitches have been reported at various centers where the voter registration exercise of the Electoral Commission is currently underway. More than 600,000 first-time voters are expected to partake in the Electoral Commission's limited voter registration from today. The exercise will last for a period of 21 days. And at the Ayawasa Central constituency located at the former EC's office, participants told our reporter they can no longer wait for the issue to be resolved.
Still here at the Ayawasa Central constituency, it appears the issue of this technical hitch is running through many of these centers. Now, these first time, just turned 18, if we can call them that, are complaining that they've been here since 6, 7 a.m. and the process is supposed to last about 5-10 minutes for each person because you fill out a form with your relevant details, you go and capture your biometric details, and then you get your ID card laminated for you. But they've been here for almost 4 hours and nothing seems to be happening. Let's hear from the horse's own mouth. Esther, how are you this morning? What's it done there, Kosuwahasi?
Oh, yeah, by 6 o'clock, I go 7. I'm on start here. You see, I go 11. You say your coffee, but my catcher and say machine problem about here and train kakra.
Well, she's saying that she's been here since morning. They've been told that there's a problem with the machine, but they cannot wait and they want to go home. But hold for me, Esther. Esther's brother is also here with us, and he has some sentiments to share about this ongoing delay about the electoral process, the registration process. Thanks for joining us. Your sister was saying that she wants to go home because she's been here from 6 or 7 a.m. and now it's almost 11 a.m. How do you feel about all this?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'd like to say a very big good morning to your viewers. To be honest, like the way my sister was saying, we have been here since morning 6 a.m. because I have to rush quickly to the office. But when we got here around 6, we knew the official time was 7 o'clock a.m. But because we want to be the first in the queue, we came early so that we'll pass through the necessary exercise. But as it stands now, it's now 10:51 and we are still here. So the only thing that I need to tell my sister is just to calm my sister down. But I would like to play with the Electoral Commission. You know, we are not in normal times. We are in an election period, which the Electoral Commission needs to be up on a game. We sometimes need to put our political parties aside and look at the interests of the country. We can't be here from 6 and now it's getting close to 11. So I understand how my sister feels and would like to call on the Electoral Commission to be up on their game. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Esther, will you be waiting for a little while longer just to give the EC time to resolve this issue, or are you done for the day?
Oh, me coffee, my bread, mint now.
Well, there you have it. Esther says she's tired and she's going home. That is one voter lost to the registration process. But what about this issue is from the Anya-Soltom constituency where we were earlier, they said that there's a portal that needs to be connected from the head office that has not been connected yet, and that's what they're waiting on, which is resulting in this technical issue. We hope that the EC is able to resolve it in time, and although this entire process is supposed to last for about 21 days, it appears the patience of those here ready to participate in this national important exercise are running out of patience. But this is what we have now from the Ayawaso Central constituency. For Joy News, I'm Sweetie Abochi.
Earlier, there was confusion at the Ayawaso Central constituency as a national security personnel was seen in a fight with some party officials from the NDC. We can hear from the monitoring agent for the NDC on what started the fight.
Thank you very much. My name is Tahiru Ahmed, popularly known as Baba Warababa from Ayawaso North constituency. And I'm in charge of the monitoring the 4 Ayawasos. So what happened is that, you know, as a media personnel, you are here to cover the registration. And what happened is that I learned the guy who is having problem with the other guy is a security personnel who is from Alaju, which I know him is a police officer, taking people in to register, in and out. He's trying to cross the queue.
So the police officer is the one taking people in and out?
In and out. So he's the one who wear the orange color or the red t-shirt. So you can see him holding a bow tie and other things. Because I saw him, I was asking, why is he doing this way? So, and I saw that maybe what is happening is the XYZ, they are trying to record what is happening. So, and I heard him saying that maybe he should stop recording. So the other guy was telling him that no, he is doing his job. As a media personnel, they are here to take cover what went wrong, what went right. So he has a right to cover it. They say no, they will not allow him to do the recording. So the other guy too said no. And for that one, you don't have that power to stop the media house. So that's what transpired for this hula baloo. So we have to intervene to make sure that maybe things are calm down, because I have to tell him as a security personnel, you don't have that right to be taking people inside for registration.
But he's not wearing uniform.
Yes, not wearing it because it's like maybe, you know, the strategy that they are doing, we know each other. And I confronted him and asked him, he said, yes, he's a police officer. So I told him that maybe as a police officer, you don't have that right to do whatever you are doing. That is why we always say that maybe we don't trust the security personnel. Because this election, we need peace. But if they want to do whatever it is, because it's not going to augur well with all of us. Because if they are ready, which we are ready, because we need peace in Ghana. So let's peace prevail. Other than that, what they are intending to do, we can do more than them.
Is it partisan?
No, the thing now, it's a partisan. Because if you look at the terrain here, NDC are here, we the NDC are here, the MPP too are here, other party agents too are here.
Listen to the national security personnel telling his side of the story.
We're standing at Ayawaso Central. The guys that were supposed to arrange for them to come and get their polling station numbers and the rest. So there was one media guy, TV3, he came, he was captured. He said, oh, so one guy was talking to him that, oh, since you captured it, not that way they were doing some kululu or something like that. That's not the case. But the other guy that came by said, oh, let him do his work. He said, from day one, nobody stopped him from working because media, we are with you. So you have the right to do whatever that you're supposed to do. So the guy captured. So along the way, he started, there was one girl, he went and pulled her hair. And I said, what kind of sort is this? What is it? Already you were here that we talk about it. So I don't see the reason why, as a lady, you being a man, you should go and just pull her hair. So that let me intervene.
So are you a security officer?
No, I'm from the National Security.
National Security, but you're not in uniform today. What are you doing here this morning?
No, we are trying to monitor the situation on the ground.
Okay, so the other guy mentioned that you were taking people into the room there to register, which is not part of your duties here.
So, I was even standing here. They haven't taken anybody. They haven't even climbed even upstairs. The other TV station, the other your sister station was here. He was capturing it. So there was one guy over there telling the guy that he shouldn't come and catch. I said, no, leave him. He's a media person. Let's do whatever. I don't know this. Since you people are not doing any ululu or whatever, let him do it. So the guy came and pushed the guy. Once the guy saw, he saw everything. Meanwhile, once the thing was here, you were not seeing anything. You were not even there. But they just give you an indict that you're supposed to come and say, no, you got it wrong. At least come and explain or talk to the media person and see the side of the story.
In Kumasi, the voter registration situation is not different as the exercise has been hit by some technical challenges in some districts of the Ashanti region, stalling the process. Since the exercise started, some applicants have not been able to go through the registration process due to those technical hitches encountered by the EC. Although the EC says it is working towards resolving the challenges, some party agents and applicants are unhappy with the delay.
So we're supposed to start 7. Now, it's getting to 12. Yes, and we don't know. We just don't know. When you ask a question, the only thing they will tell that they are waiting for a code from headquarters. And then we don't know who would provide the code. And we are just here, stranded. Look this case. At least we have to feed them. How can we do that? So it's a serious that the authorities have to look at and then do things right, because the things is not going well at all. At all. Because today is the first day for the registration. First day for the registration. And then this thing has been announced for a long way back. So I know definitely the EC officials, by now, their system is ready for the registration. You see what is going on now. No code. We are waiting for code from the headquarters. We are waiting for the network. We don't currently, they themselves don't know what they are waiting. Some will tell you the network, we don't have a network. Some will tell you that the code, they have to provide a code. And we don't know. We are just here, stranded. So it's a serious thing, very, very serious.
But the Ashanti Regional EC boss Benjamin Bio says the challenge has been referred to the EC headquarters. He has assured it will be resolved immediately for the process to continue.
Delve into it much to say this, but I'm not a technical man in that field. But they are working on it. You see, issues of this nature can crop up because we are working with machines and we are working with systems. But the most important thing is that when such challenges crops up, the dispatch with which you resolve it is what matters, and that is what our technical men are doing. And hopefully within the next 20 minutes, we should see the system coming back for us to continue with the exercise.
Has it affected the exercise?
This day, I wouldn't say that it has affected the exercise. We have spoken to the applicants. They are patiently waiting, and when the system is restored, we'll be able to capture all those people who are around. I've visited about 5 centers and I've realized that they are having these challenges. But we have reported it to the IT people and they are working earnestly on it.
The increase in cattle roaming the streets of Kumasi is thwarting the government's investment in greening the city. According to the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osemensa, the animals have destroyed many of the trees planted in open spaces and medians of the roads. The Regional Coordinating Council is leading the recruitment of experts in cattle handling to deal with the menace, which also poses a security threat. Nana Aljima has more.
At the signal of green light on the Asqua and Loga Junction dual carriage road,
cattle attempting to cross the highway disrupt flow of traffic. The challenge is not restricted to this area. At Top High near KNUST Junction, one side of the road is occasionally taken over by some cattle who use the little green area as graze field. Mostly, the animals have little supervision. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah explains how resources spent to green the city of Kumasi continue to go down the drain.
Unfortunately, most often we are disturbed by cattle. You know, when you plant the trees, they will go in and destroy everything. All the trees that we planted, that's royal palm trees we planted last year, almost all of them are destroyed. This time we are going to take stringent action against the owners of the cattle.
In 2023, 2.5 million cedis was given to the Greening Ghana initiative, an amount the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources found inadequate.
You know, it's not easy to maybe catch a cattle. It's extremely difficult. So we are going to get some of those people who are good at it to do the work for us. We are going to engage them, we'll pay them, and that will be their responsibility to ensure that the trees that we plant will not be consumed by or destroyed by the cattle. We will pay them during the period that is for a whole year, and if it's possible to have adequate resources to sustain, then we sustain them the following year too.
As efforts are being made to deal with the impediments, the Office of the Insheso Member of Parliament has instituted a climate change club to help plant more trees in the area. The club will ensure planting and development of trees in the medians and open spaces in the community. Member of Parliament Dr. Stephen Amwa explains aside from seeking the active involvement of constituents, laws will be enforced.
We have our coordinators, we have assemblymen, we have integrated them into the process. Apart from that, we are going to put very strong measures in place to deter those who want to put up antisocial behaviors in getting these things destroyed. We know it's going to be very tough because of the behavioral pattern of the people and the structures along the roads. But I can assure you, I'm a strong person. They know what I can do. I have a lot of people supporting me. And one of the tactics or strategies is to involve key stakeholders, such as the chiefs, such as the assemblymen, as I earlier mentioned, such as the regional minister, such as the KMA boss, and even the security agencies.
A field assessment report of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources shows an average of 72% survival rate of trees grown in 2022 as part of the Green Ghana Day, as compared to the 81% survival rate in 2021. The drop is attributed to many factors, but the Insheso constituency's greening project has factored in all the challenges to increase survival rate. For Joy News, Nanaya Ochima, Kumasi.
The NDC parliamentary candidate for the Lambus constituency, Professor Titus Bayo, says the rehabilitation of the Pena Dam in the Lambus constituency will be a game changer for the people. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the rehabilitation of the dam, he noted the economic fortunes of the people in the area depends on the dam, and ever since its banks were broken almost 10 years ago, the people have been going through arduous times to better their lives. The rehabilitation of the dam is funded by former President John Dramani Mahama, and contractors have 2 months to complete the job.
The Bupale Dam, otherwise known as the Pena Dam, located in the Lambus district, was constructed over 3 decades ago. Its economic importance to the people over the years is immeasurable. It used to hold water all year round, enabling residents to use it for domestic purposes, dry season gardening, and also for the drinking of their animals. The situation is however different after the banks of the dam were broken following a heavy downpour almost 10 years ago. It is very dry and one cannot spot a scintilla drop of water on it, thereby affecting the livelihoods and economic fortunes of the people. Paramount Chief of Lambus, Kuru Isaac Zenge Kazie Tangier II, in a meeting with former President John Dramani Mahama during a recent campaign tour of the Lambus constituency, lamented about the poor state of the Pina Dam, appealing to him to help rehabilitate it should he be given the nod in the 2024 polls. 2024 parliamentary candidate of the NDC in the Lambus constituency, Professor Titus Bayo, threw light on the issue.
Our colleagues on the other side of the political divide came to this district and said they wanted to do one village, one dam. And the chief said, rehabilitate this dam for us. They went away. Came back again and said, Chief, give us a new place. We want to do one village, one dam. Chief said, I don't have any new place. Rehabilitate Pina Dam for us. They ran away. And when I was consulting around to find out one significant thing that we can do that can transform the lives of the entire constituency, this dam came up. I was looking for the best opportunity, and then we heard His Excellency was coming to visit. I had closed-door conversation with my father, the chief, and a lot of senior people within the district, and we wanted to commit His Excellency. So we planned that when he visited, we will let him pass here, see the dam in its current state, say something before going to the parade grounds. But time did not permit that. But when Chief put the request before him, and I added a word, he said one thing, and I want to paraphrase it. He said, Prof, will this dam let you win the election? And I said, Your Excellency, I believe it will be a game changer. And he said, if this dam will do it for you, if this dam will do it for you, and if this dam will truly help the people, then I'm not going to make a promise that they should vote for us. We will do it before the election. So while others will come and make a promise and don't deliver, His Excellency made a commitment on that day and has given all of us the marching orders to make sure that this dam is delivered.
Dr. Asa Akona Abunkundugu is the engineer for the project.
We also talked to the community people, and we got to know that the road between Pina and Lambus is always flooded when the dam is full. So after doing our analysis, hydrological and engineering-wise, we realized that we could do a second spillway, because it's when the water is full and is going out, that is when the water will also be getting to the road.
Former Minister of Food and Agriculture, Alhaji Lemuna Muniru, now working as one of the aides to the former president, represented him at a groundbreaking ceremony.
So when His Excellency said it, he said, look, I don't want it to look like I'm bargaining, because these are my own brothers. I'm bargaining for their votes. I have to make sure that I do this. So long as God has given me the capacity to do it, I'll do it for them. If they decide to vote for me, we thank God.
Professor Titus Bayo poured laudations and encomiums on the former president for funding the rehabilitation of the dam, assuring him of the victory of the NDC in the presidential and parliamentary elections.
Community members, let me remind all of us that before His Excellency made a commitment, I also told him something, and that was that in 2020, even though we lost the seat painfully, we gave His Excellency over 70% of the votes. I assured His Excellency that 2024, he is not getting anything less than 80% of the votes from Lambus.
A visible happy paramount chief of Lambus, Kuru Isaka Tangier II, thanked the former president for coming to the aid of the people.
So yesterday night, I slept at 11 o'clock, so that the night will not be too long for me. And I got up at 4 o'clock after prayers. And for the first time, I put off the radio. I was imagining this part, what is happening now. It is clear to us that he has really taken us, his brothers.
Civil society organizations are lamenting the lack of decisive action to deal with vote buying in our elections. Kwadaso MP Dr. Kingsley Nyako was captured on camera handing over an envelope to electoral officials during the just-ended Ejiso by-election. Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, says politicians and powerful people have conspired not to enact tough legislations to decisively deal with vote buying. She spoke on PM Express last night.
Our legislators, because they benefit from these weaknesses, do not want to enhance our legislations to ensure that we have a punitive regime. Alaji Musa there, he will tell you, they get away with it because the laws are weak. We have the laws, yes, we continue to say so, but these laws are not robust enough to fight the advocacy we are conducting. And we continue to say that our definition of bribery, they say do not bribe an electoral officer. The criminal code says so. So you are not supposed to bribe a juror, and you are not supposed, the juror is also not supposed to be receiving. However, when it comes to us executing these things, people get away with all kinds of unacceptable behaviors because they have found ways of justifying them. But that does not mean that we should relent. It is because we have spoken to the issue. That is why today, even you and I would have people call you to say that authoritatively, this man is buying votes. And then sometimes they can take those monies and also vote against those people. It is not, we have gone from people swearing and taking oaths to taking the money and still not voting for them. And so they punish them for doing the right thing, the wrong things.
Meanwhile, Senior Research Fellow at the Institute of Democratic Governance, IDEG, Professor Jonah, says the most effective way to cure the canker is to jail both the givers and the receivers, that's the delegates and the politicians who are involved in vote buying.
We have always looked at these in very legalistic terms. Why don't you catch them and put them into jail? And it's not going to happen anytime soon. To be honest with you, if you have 4,000 or 5,000 delegates, each of them taking money from a few candidates, and both the seller and the buyer are guilty of an offense, are you going to throw 4,000, 5,000 delegates who are taking 300, each of them taking 300, 400 from each candidate? Yeah. You have to take another second hard look at this phenomenon.
So what do we do then? And that was my question earlier. Should we just forget about this?
That's what you're coming to. Mm. If it was possible to throw all of them into jail, the phenomenon would probably, Salon will be full, everywhere will be full, and there'll be nowhere to take them. This is what you do. Those of us in civil society, together with the political parties, we cannot do this without the support and the cooperation of the political party. Because we keep looking at it in legalistic terms, to throw them into jail, arrest them, not enforcing. No. Let us, as civil society and political parties, all accept that the buying and selling of votes undermines democracy in a very fundamental way. Therefore, incorporate it into a code of conduct for the candidates. Let us all work to show the candidates that in a competitive election, we are giving the voters the opportunity to select the very best candidate.
Former MP for Tamale Central, Inusa Fuseni, warned the country will never be able to win the fight against corruption if it does not totally eliminate the phenomenon of vote buying.
It's a canker because we ourselves have erected an entry barrier for people who otherwise will want to contribute to the development of this country, but who cannot get into the fray because of the monetization of the process.
So this is financial barrier.
Financial barrier. You know, there are legal barriers which deals with age, non-conviction for an offense involving death, bankruptcy and others, conviction for dishonest and all those things. Now, but we as a people have erected another barrier, which is a financial barrier. Now, everybody who wants to contest an election is think of how to raise money to do that. And the amounts of money that are being spent on elections, both at the parliamentary primaries and parliamentary elections, presidential primaries and presidential elections, call for serious concern and a regulation of the conduct of politicians to ensure that we deal with the problem of monetization to potential money laundering, which is very rife on the political scene, corruption of the voter and the process, and I think that until we are able to do that, our attempt as a people to fight corruption would not be achieved. Would be a fiasco.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency is warning residents living in the northern and Oti regions to expect fierce rainstorms in the coming weeks. One person was injured with 8 vehicles smashed by uprooted trees after parts of Accra witnessed heavy downpour yesterday. Chief weather forecaster at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, Felicity Afianyocho, joins the public should be expecting regular rainfalls. Her colleague this morning has been speaking on the AM show, giving some tips on how to stay safe.
Now, for billboards, yes, people should be wary of getting closer to billboards, getting closer to walls, because some of the rains, when they come, they push walls down, buildings collapse. But most importantly, when you know where you are staying in a flat-front area, place, we advise that whenever the rain is coming, move to a safe haven or a higher ground. At least the rain will stop and then you can come back to your abode. And then make sure that at least if you are living in the house, you put your valuable things on top of your building, because you may not know. There might be flash floods or something and it will come into your room. And also, we are advising people that they shouldn't wait when it's coming to rain. Then they move out all their debris and then their rubbish, they go and dump them in the gutter. You saw what happened yesterday. A lot of debris on the road. Yes, they are in the gutters. The gutters are made for water to pass it, but we have put solid waste into them. If the water could not pass it to race, it will come onto the road. If it doesn't get it straight to the road, it will come into our homes. So we are appealing to everybody to at least be environmentally conscious and make sure that we do the right thing. Rains are very good. Unfortunately,
Civil Engineer Abdullahi Mahama says until we take proper urban planning and infrastructural development seriously as a country, the problem will get worse.
Population growth, if not tackled well, would rather aggravate the situation, because day in and out, if you look at where you stay or the nearest suburbs of Accra, expansion is astronomical. And if we do not allow the physical planning to move ahead of population growth in terms of planning for a new settlement or a new developing area, we would meet the same process. We would go in to engage the people would have started their construction before the institutions would go in to force the planning. And when you do that, because you are going after the people have settled, it becomes a disincentive for government to move in, because when the layouts are not demarcated for construction of roads and drainages and retention ponds, the compensation that government would have to be paying will be too much for government. So then they close the blind, they just turn a blind eye to such reckless development, and new communities hitherto should have had a very good history behind to develop a good future, repeating the same mess. So we are of the view that the physical planning authorities of the assemblies would have to up their game. I know the only thing they would say is that they are well not resourced. So if that is the case, then government should at least concentrate on those aspects and then get some form of funds.
The Accra High Court is expected to decide in the next few hours whether or not the two teenagers accused of the murder of an 11-year-old boy in Kaswa for money ritual are guilty. The state has led 8 witnesses to firm up its case of conspiracy and murder against the 2 suspects who are 18 and 15 years, while the juvenile admitted to committing the crime in his defense before a 7-member jury. The young offender, on the other hand, maintained his innocence. We'll be bringing you more from the court in our subsequent bulletins. Let's take a break on Joy News Today. We'll be back with business.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome to the business segment on Joy News Today with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Some members within the Canada and America Chamber of Commerce have urged the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat to be firm on countries that have ratified the agreement to ensure a swift implementation. According to them, there is a need for more support for businesses in the country. External Relations and Project Manager Jane Odeachi called for further engagement among stakeholders to cushion SMEs. She spoke to Joy Business at the 2024 Jazz and Whiskey Affair.
The synergy of commerce and culture came alive as the American Chamber of Commerce Ghana, UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, and the Canada Ghana Chamber of Commerce joined forces to celebrate International Jazz Day 2024. The move is to boost trade among the chambers and network for more opportunities.
We are here to network because we are all in our different offices. We are here to come together and help each other in terms of business. We are Americans, we have the Canadians, and we have the UK. We are here to collaborate and help each other in terms of business. We want to help the economy. We want to help Ghana to be able to help those other institutions that.
Now, the UNICEF Deputy Representative in Ghana has emphasized the need for young Ghanaian businesses to be more innovative in developing essential products for the market. She was speaking at a ceremony to welcome the 2024 cohort of the UNICEF Startup Labs 2024 Accelerator Program, aimed at harnessing the power of technology and entrepreneurship to drive social change and improve the lives of children and young people across Ghana.
Out of over 500 initial applications, the 25 selected startups represent a wide range of sectors, including education, health, agri-tech, frontier technologies, and more. In an interview with Joy Business, UNICEF Deputy Representative for Ghana, Frakia Makase, emphasized the importance of effective accelerator programs for startups in the country.
And so working together here with West Africa, we're able to deliver an accelerator program over 6 months. And this helps the businesses not only become stronger, but then also to link with us at UNICEF to understand the markets where they work. So many of them, for example, are involved in healthcare delivery. Others are involved in education, particularly in EdTech. Others more are looking at green solutions. So we are connecting them to our experts in-house and also across the world to really impart to them some of the expertise technically that they can use to develop a stronger business product or service.
The program's director at MES Africa, Femi Adewomi, also spoke about the significance of capacity building for young entrepreneurs.
In Ghana and same as in Africa actually, a lot of young entrepreneurs and startups don't have the kind of support that they need. They don't have support to get them ready for investment discussions. They don't have the support to even help them build internal capacity to access the market. And this partnership helps us do that. MEST has a very big network of experts. We have a very big community of entrepreneurs already that have graduated and are alumni from our different programs. And
that's all for business for now. I am Pius Kojo Baka.
Time now to bring you sports on Joy News Today with me, Muftao Nabila Abda. The whole Youth Resource Center was one of the facilities being constructed across the country by the government of Ghana. The facility was considered to be the talent for the production of talent in the region. However, despite the president of the country saying that it was completed and ready to be handed over, a visit to the facility by Joyce was revealed that it has been left to deteriorate. There's more in this report by my colleague, Victor Ashutamaklo.
In March this year, Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf suggested that the Youth Resource Center in Ho had been completed.
The Youth Resource Centers, 6 of them have been completed. We have commissioned 1, and we are looking for His Excellency, the President, the Vice President schedule to ensure that we commission the rest of the 5. But even last year at Dakuluho, that's where we held the Independence Day celebration. And those of you who were there, you saw how magnificent the place was. Very nice.
3 months before his speech, President Akufo-Addo, during the commissioning of a similar facility in Koforidua, listed the facility in Ho as among those completed by his government.
I'm glad to state here today, in the coming days, the following identical projects will also be commissioned and handed over for use in 1, Wa in the Upper West region, 2, Ho in the Volta region, 3, Axim in the Western region, 4, Doma in the Bono region, and 5, Dogwa on the Fin in the Central region.
The last of those, and I'm talking here about the president's speech, was on the 27th of December last year. It's been
And that is the current state of the facility that the president said was completed. Joyce Sports paid a visit to the facility, and it is in a very terrible state. There will be UEFA Champions League football tonight. Borussia Dortmund comes up against PSG in the second leg of their semi-final. Joyce Sports will be at the Kitas Lounge for this fixture, so you would like to join us. It is inside Mataiko. PSG are seeking to overturn that 1-0 deficit they suffered last week in Germany to secure a ticket to the final of the competition. So that is where we will be tonight, and we will be at East Legon inside the Heritage Brewery Craft, and it is also near ANC, so you would like to join us there tomorrow as well. But tonight, the big game, PSG versus Borussia Dortmund at Kitas Lounge inside Mataiko. We appreciate your time.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Samaya. But let's take a look at what's trending on the international front. Now, the party of the year, the Oscars of the East, the fashion's biggest night, the Met Gala, has a lot of names. The annual event reliably draws the biggest stars, showcasing the most daring looks and spares the internet's most iconic memes. Well, last night, the theme for this year was the Garden of Time, and most of the celebrities took inspiration from flowers, petals, branches, and leaves, whilst others played around with the short story theme of time and history. We put together some highlights of the most eye-catching outfits from the night. Well, away from that, the months-long standoff between Universal Music Group and Tik Tok over royalty payment and AI policies is finally over, at least for the time being. The two entities have struck out a deal to bring the label's music back to the platform.
Tik Tok will restore millions of songs to the platform after settling a dispute with Universal Music Group over royalties. It means users will once again be able to make videos featuring songs from artists including Stonebwoy, Billie Eilish, Drake, and more. A row over how much Tik Tok was paying saw the two companies trade accusations, and Universal withdrew some of the world's most famous singers. But the rift now appears to have been healed, with the firms announcing improved remuneration for artists, though they have not revealed how much money will change hands. The firms said they were working expeditiously to return Universal's music to Tik Tok, a process it is understood will take less than 2 weeks. This will include restoring the audio to videos which were previously muted during the dispute. The deal that will see the two acts return will also build in what the companies are calling industry-leading protections around AI on TikTok. Tik Tok and Universal said in a statement that they would work together to protect human artistry in the face of the tech. Next time you hop onto the app, you might be able to use your favorite song once again.
Well, it's a wrap for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. Over to you, Aisha.
Thank you so much for bringing us showbiz. Jacqueline should have featured in that competition, the gardening competition.
Oh, the gala, the Met Gala.
It should have.
I'm not sure I'm up for it. You know, the whole style, the theme and all that. Maybe I think I'll need a lot of funding for that.
I should get some garden eggs, something, and tomatoes somewhere. Thanks for bringing us showbiz. And that'll be it for the bulletin. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjournalline.com. Over there, there's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. To enjoy the rest of our program.